Morning is Lisa Raynes. She's the Managing Director of Raynes Architecture, no less. Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you all right?
I'm very well. Nice and early this morning.
And at the risk of using the worst pun I've ever used, architecture is meant to keep the rains out, isn't it? Really? Dun, 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 dun. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Wasn't good, was it? Architecture. How did you get into that?
Oh, it's a long haul. So I studied for 7 years.
7 years?
Yeah.
Could have been a doctor in less time.
I could have done. Might have got paid slightly more as well.
Yeah. 7 years.
Yes, I did it. We were in the last recession when I went into it. So my dad said, by the time you come out, there'll be jobs again.
There'll be jobs, yeah.
And he was right.
Yeah.
But it was
Dads
really...
are always right.
Yeah.
It's mums you've got to watch. Go on.
Yeah, and that was a long time ago, and I'm still doing it. And I've even set up my own company doing it as well.
And what kind of work do you do?
I do a lot of housing.
Yeah.
I'd like to do sheltered housing, but I do.
Now, when you say housing, do you mean housing estates, or do you mean people having an extension done?
Both.
Right.
Both. Yeah, I've got a lot of experience doing housing estates for like the private housing developers. With a bit of social housing in with it.
I remember interviewing somebody who was a lawyer working for one of these companies that does housing estates, but they were working for the builder, but a lawyer nonetheless. And her complaint was that they come along with a footprint, and then they say, right, we want 200 houses in that, and everybody knows, unless there were budgetary guys, you'd only fit 150 in, and it's a hell of a job trying to fit them all in. I mean, is that where you come in with your well sharpened pencil?
Absolutely, it's quite a skill. It's like doing a Rubik's cube, putting it all together. It's problem solving, spatially.
But then you have to do the nitty gritty, don't you? It's not just drawing like the rectangle or whatever the shape of the house is. You've got to actually design the house as well, and all the stresses and structures and all of that.
Oh, absolutely. We take things through from feasibility, which is like, sort of random drawings on a piece of land, through to planning permission, building regs, working drawing packages, and giving stuff for the builder to say, right, okay, there you go.
And even at some point, I presume, building a maquette, a model.
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah. Where do you get them little people from? Because they when you see them close up, little people in the maquettes, when you see them close up, they all look different. Yeah, it's not like you buy 20 and put them in.
We used to get them from model shops.
Did you?
Yes. I have done in my
So the little people wondering about them all got swords and machine guns. Fantastic.
If my children had anything to do with it, they definitely would.
Yes. Well, we got you in to look at the papers. What have you seen, Lisa?
Right, well, there's the story about the Spats Stir, the rise and rise of the Bake Off. So it's this story about the Great British Bake Off.
No. 7 million watch it.
7 million?
That's 2 million more than watched EastEnders last week. I kid you not, 7 million watch it, and one of which is me. Do you watch?
I don't, actually.
What is the matter with you, woman?
I'm sorry, I end up watching the other reality TV programmes like the X Factors and the dancing shows.
So you prefer tripe to baking?
Yeah.
Go on, anyway, I interrupted you, I'm sorry.
So Raymond Blanc got on Twitter yesterday and said, the Great British Bake Off, not much skills, female tears, and a winner so thin...
don't say anymore.
Oh.
Don't say anymore.
Okay. Don't want to spoil it for you.
No.
But he said he doesn't know them.
I know. But people will say, you see, imagine somebody now has got a picture in their head saying, oh, I think that one's won. And then if that one wins, they'll say, well, he did. You see. It's like I couldn't watch a rugby match years and years ago, and so I was going to watch it later. I videoed it. That's how long ago it was, and I videoed it for later. And my mate said Warrington won. Now he didn't know. We didn't have to spoil it for me.
Yeah.
And Warrington did win as well. And I thought, anyway, go on. So he may have upset some people.
Well, there has been a Twitter argument going back, and one of the ladies, yes, has said. She'll never understand people's need to gender food.
Gender food?
Yeah.
Right then.
Supposedly thrilling baking versus macho Michelin stars. All nonsense.
Yeah, quite so. And cooks are all balmy anyway. Aren't they? When you see them on the telly, where they're slicing an onion and then they get it so you can see through it, and you think, get a life. We don't eat stuff like that round here. Probably why we haven't got a Michelin star in Manchester, because we don't bloody want one. What else? We'd rather have something to eat. What else have you seen?
Let's see. Oh, we've got the naughtiest boy, aged 5, expelled for assault at a school in Birmingham.
What?
Yes.
Expelled for assault?
Yes.
5?
Well, it turns out that he's on the autistic spectrum.
Oh dear. Oh,
so the mother's accusing the school. Oh, I don't know if I'm...
Don't say the school, and then we'll be all right.
Okay, that's fine.
We've narrowed it down to a city, but they can read it in the paper. Anyway, it's in the paper. They'll sue them first.
That's fine. She's saying that the school haven't got enough systems in place to look after him. Expulsions rare. 40 boys aged 5 and 20 aged 4 were expelled from school last year. Boys with special needs are 11 times more likely to be excluded than other pupils. So it's all about having the right systems in place, the right teachers, the right care.
But you see, years ago, I don't know what it was like when you were young, but younger. Careful. But when I was young, we had special schools.
Yes.
We had schools that kids who had a variety of problems, some of them physical, some of them not so, some of them behavioural. But they went to those special schools where they got specialist teaching from specialists. And then when their problems were, for want of a better term, diminished, or they found a way of living with their problems, they slowly came back into mainstream education. We don't have that now to the same extent.
I've got a brother with learning difficulties, so yes, we've lived through different models of education. And yes, he went to a specialist school, and yes, he also went into a mainstream school. And it is just about having the right level of support around him.
It's the mix, isn't it? If you put them in a special school and leave them there, then that's ghettoising, and that's not right. But if you don't give them specialist care, they're not going to work in the bland ordinary.
Absolutely.
It's crazy, isn't it? I know you've got one story that I rather liked this morning, the bath picture.
I have. It's gracing some of the covers of the paper. There's a picture of the new prince in the bath.
Yeah, George.
With Kate and William. Yes, all supposedly without their clothes on.
I know.
With
we said he was much less formal, didn't we? So, we didn't realise he was going that far.
But there are further shots of the Queen covered in baby food.
Right.
Inside.
And when you say covered in baby food, you don't mean just the head above. No, I've seen the one in the bath. I've not seen.
No, there's a whole series.
Oh, are there?
It's the artist Allan Jackson who does spoof reproductions.
Oh, they're not real.
They're not real.
Ah, come on.
No,
that spoilt my day. That as I thought they were real.
It's all ahead of the christening tomorrow. So that she's put them out. She does amazing double take photos. Allan Jackson.
You can do a lot with photos.
I know.
Fantastic.
But they do look quite realistic.
They do look really. You have to double take, and you think, what? Oh no. Fantastic. Lisa, thank you very much indeed. Lisa Raynes from Raynes Architecture. We'll talk to her again in about half an hour's time. Right now it's 3.5 minutes to 7 on BBC Radio Manchester. Good morning.